Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, El Rakak, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well, and shalom to the whole full elect. It's Paya Allah of the GMS London camp, and this is News and Prophecy, Prophecy and News. I have an article here from Sky News about this current pandemic that we're in right now. So the title reads, New Variant of CV identified in UK, Health Secretary says. So now they're saying there's a new variant of the CV19, and if that's the case, it raises a lot of questions because I mean on the surface level, I believe a lot more people are gonna be fearful and scared and whatnot, but then from a logical standpoint, or like if you're gonna look at it without no kind of fear and with your, scripture in Wisdom of Solomon says like fear is basically the absence of the succor that wisdom provides. Sign like that. That basically, if you're fearful, you won't feed into the comfort of wisdom. All right. So if you are feeding into wisdom, what you're gonna be comfortable, and you ain't gonna fear, basically. So in saying that, if you're wise and you look at this and you say, well, according to what Esau said about his science, the vaccine is basically a piece of the strain that was before this new variant, and basically it's designed to build up your immune system against that. So if you got a new strain now, that means that you're gonna have to get a new vaccine, all right? So, but a lot of people are not gonna think like that. They're gonna buy into the fear of the whole situation. Because I was on the comment board on Instagram, and I see a lot of people saying that it seems like the thing to do now, all right? So anyway, let me delve into this article. Actually, I'm gonna play this video and then go through it.
First, I'd like to update the House on a new development about the virus.
Actually, I won't do that because he's going to highlight a lot of stuff, all right? Probably just did because of that. But it says a new variant of CV19 has been identified in the UK, which is believed to be causing the fastest spread in the southeast. Health Secretary Matt Hancock has said more than 1,000 cases of the new variant have been found predominantly in the south of England. Mr. Hancock told the House of Commons this afternoon, right? And also this new variant kind of covers their ass, promotes fear. I'm looking at it from a carnal standpoint, and that means, but the reason why I'm looking at it like that is because I'm trying to show you that there's no end to this, all right? In terms of things going back to normal, the end is all roads lead to the chip, basically, all right, which is the mark of the beast, spoke of in the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter. So anyway, reading on, it says more than 1,000 cases of the new variant have been found, predominantly in the south of England. Mr. Hancock told the House of Commons this afternoon. It is spreading faster than the existing strain of CV19 and is believed to be fueling the very sharp exponential rises in cases across the southeast, he said. So far, it has been found in 60 local authority areas and is thought to be similar to the mutation discovered in other countries in recent months. All right. It was first identified in Kent last week during routine surveillance by Public Health England. The ministers told about it on Friday. Now, if they're saying this is the same mutation or similar mutation discovered in other countries, how did it get over here if you've been doing all these restrictions on the flight and all that? We're meant to be in a lockdown, right? The health secretary said that there is currently no evidence that the new variant will not respond to the CV19 vaccines being rolled out across the country, right? But there's no evidence that. Wait, hold on. It says there's no evidence that the new variant will. But then, what evidence is there that it will respond? Okay. I must stress at this point, there's currently nothing to suggest that this variant is more likely to cause serious dis-ease. All right. He told MPs, and the latest clinical advice is that it's highly unlikely this mutation would fail the response to a vaccine. All right. Speaking at Downing Street News briefing later, Chief Medical Officer Professor Chris Whitty said the new strain will still show up on tests and is not more dangerous than existing ones. He said it is possible vaccine efficiency might be affected, but that would be surprising, right? And how much of these people got right? They're just stoking, bringing great fear and making the people bow the knee to them, man. Dr. Bharat Pankhana, senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter, told Sky News he is very confident that we won't have to refashion our vaccines because of the new strain. But he said the fast rate of the new spread could mean this variant becomes the most dominant nationwide. The best way to describe it is imagine a giant oak tree, and then a little branch that breaks off from that tree. Then that branch becomes the main trunk and the main artery of that tree, he explained. Mr. Hancock said government scientists are studying a new variant at its Porton Down facility, and the World Health Organization has been informed. WHO's top emergency expert, Mike Ryan, told a news briefing in Geneva it was aware of the new strain and said authorities are looking at its significance. We have seen many variants. This virus evolves and changes over time, right? So if you see many variants, then why are you making a vaccine, all right? The surge in cases in parts of the south of England saw the health secretary also announce that London, some of Hertfordshire and Essex will go into the toughest tier 3 for restrictions at midnight on Wednesday. A decision on whether the capital and parts of the southeast should move up a tier was due on Wednesday, but Mr. Hancock said the surge in cases made it necessary to bring the changes forward. He told the Commons experts don't yet know how far the increases are down to the new variant, but added no matter its causes, we have to take swift and decisive action, which unfortunately is absolutely essential to control this deadly disease, while the vaccine is rolled out. In some parts of these areas, the doubling time is around every 7 days. Okay, so that even shows you again how effective is this vaccine going to be, right? So it says. I'm not going to read on that because there's no point. But you know that Job 14:4, where it tells you, or 13:4, basically tells you there physicians is no value. All right, this isn't true wisdom in terms of health. Okay, this is just a botched up. This is really Esau utilizing his sword. Right, that's why I'm going to read the scripture. This is Psalms 55:21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. And all these words that being spoken, the allegory that was given about the oak tree, if a branch breaks off and then that branch turns into the tree trunk of a new oak tree, so you don't need a new strain. Those are all smooth words to basically make the people feel relaxed and at ease. All right, and then even furthermore, the whole governance of this situation is smooth words to make the people feel at ease. But what is the psalm go on to say, it said the words of his mouth were smoother than bar, but war was in his heart, right? Because right now, this is all an agenda that's being implemented to establish the new world order. That's why we're in a time known as the new normal, okay? And the new world order is basically centered around, all right, the mark of the beast, all right, the RFID technology, ubiquitous technology, the blockchain, and the Internet of Things, which basically is Esau's power on the left hand side, right, to make him believe he's the Most High, all right. So it says the words of his mouth were smoother than bark, but war was in his heart, all right. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right. And this is drawing swords because really this Maxine is about drawing a sword that really, if you're of the tribes, the so-called Negroes, Spanish, the Native Americans, and also the scattered seed of Israel all throughout the course of the earth, basically it's about making you subject unto Esau's power, as opposed to making you subject unto your true power, okay, which is Yahweh Bar Shem Yahushai Bar Shem Harakah Kodash, all right. So that's why it will be drawing swords. And remember that Esau had the blessing of the sword, and what was he renowned for? When the characteristics of the boys when they grew, what were they known for? It said Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, but it said Esau was a cunning a man of the field, a cunning hunter. All right, the word cunning lets you know that's to use some form of wit, okay? And this is what he's doing, all right? He's using wit to establish his agenda to catch his prey, which is you tribes, okay? So you ain't got no business taking no vaccine, right? Because you're not meant to put no needles inside of you, according to the law of Leviticus. So with that, I pray you're edified. I say shalom.